April 27th, 2025. How's it going, guys? Well, I got another video for you. What are we going to talk about? Kansas City, Independence, Missouri. We're going to talk about crime, drugs, the homeless, and bikers. Now, I just got through doing a video about last night. Went down to UFC fights, and that was just a 2 thumbs down. The fights were good. The fighters were good, what we got to see of them. But T-Mobile was a 2 thumbs down. And the parking garage we stayed at, I want to say, was very good. And like I say, I will need to let you know, if you go to a big event like this, we sat there for an hour and 20 minutes to get out of this. So just be prepared that long to set to get out of the parking garage if you're going to an event down there at T-Mobile, just to let you know. But we wouldn't go back because, like I say, we had some problems with our seats. They gave us 2 other seats, and in those seats, somebody else was sitting. Nobody was enforcing any of anybody that bought their own seats, basically, and keeping their word about, what your seating was. So definitely would not recommend T-Mobile. Definitely not. Anyway, getting on with this, just about an hour ago, the mayor just was talking about a firefighter, paramedic that got stabbed and killed in the heart. What I want to say, there are so many people here that have come over the border. Also, so many of the homeless and the homeless that are doing drugs and stuff. Very dangerous situation. I don't know if that's what this situation was. But I can say one thing. It used to be as if they were basically going to take somebody, they would usually check their pockets. Usually, if they got a call, a lot of times police would be on the scene too, and they'd check them out, make sure they didn't have needles or something else in them. How did this happen? That would be another question. What protocol was followed? Was there any protocol followed? It doesn't seem like Kansas City follows too much of protocol on anything anymore. And I think that's some of the problem here too, because a lot of stuff's going on. Still got a lot of drugs in my area, on my street, on East 47th Street, going up and down. Now, Independence has been going up and down the street. I see them go up and down occasionally. I see them go up even in 2 SUVs going up and down the street. But we still got a lot of trafficking going on too. And I'm going to show something also when I came back here today. Went back up north. I was up by the casino, played a little bit, came back, and come back 23rd. I want to show a couple things. And then we got back up here on Nolan. And there was a black guy that was cutting through the Gordman's parking lot. And it really irritates them that they're using this for drugs. They're using this for, distributing back and forth, and also through the homeless. Independence needs to be up there. Independence does go up there some, but it's not enough. They need to get on. If Independence owns the property, it should be torn down. If Independence doesn't own the property, then they should be going after whoever owns this. Because it's a nuisance, bad stuff's happening, and it's drawing all these drugs and everything else. From thugs, thieves, drugs, prostitutes, everything. I'm going to show that. This guy was in a pickup truck. He backed back up and asked me, he said, "What are you filming?" I said, "You're going through a lot where they're dealing drugs all the time." And I said, "You okay with that?" Well, I guess he was. Guess he was okay with that. Well, that's Kansas City. And definitely, it always shocks me too. If you know something else, guys, these people have put these guards over their license plates. It's supposed to be protective guards. They do that originally so if the police were trying to catch their tags, it's supposed to kind of deter, kind of reflect so you can't see the tags and stuff. That's another kind of indication you need to kind of be looking at some of these vehicles too. Anyway, back in the past, in the 80s, that's what they used to do. Kind of deter all that stuff. I think all that's been forgotten. But anyway, I don't know who wants to, I don't know who wants to drive through that parking lot. Who wants to sit up there? There'll be cars sitting up there in the morning again. I'll guarantee you. And there'll be some cars sitting, and there's homeless walking up to these cars back and forth and stuff. It's not getting stopped. Well, if they arrest somebody or take somebody in, maybe that would stop some of this stuff. And got bikers still the bikers are still running their red. A couple nights back, the old biker was on his deal, and he had his two SUVs be in front of him, and they went up, what was it, last night, I think, too. Interesting. Well, they got to run that stuff, man. They got to run that. Kansas City is a main hub for cocaine and guns. And 40 Highway is the main deal for bringing it in to take it downtown and all through the Kansas City area even. And it needs to be shut down. U.S. government needs to be looking at this. Oh, Trump needs to be looking at this, and with all his staff and everything. But let's get on with that. Let's just take a look at this real quick. Okay, so when we come back this afternoon, and this is that Fiska station, they're back in business again. They're still, cars are they're setting over here again. And let me get this back up here, guys. Hold on. The thing of this is, this car isn't pulling out. This car's sitting over here with people in it. And this is, last night, when we come back, we didn't get back till about 2 a.m. We come back through here about 1:30. There was a gal with a dog. Now, I think what she does, I think she hooks on the side a little bit because she walks up and down here. The night before that, on Friday night, she was walking down here. The problem with this is there is no houses or homes. This is all industrial, like caves and area and stuff. I mean, you would have to go a long distance to be hanging in this area if you didn't. I mean, where would you be living? I don't know. But I wanted to show this first. Now, hold on, guys. All right, guys. So we get back up here to 23rd and Chrysler. Not good. Because this black guy was signaling over here to this couple. Now, this couple, they walk it. But there's other weird things that go on. And this station is notorious. But what's really interesting, we got adult males that are not 14, 16 years old. What's that guy look like? He's 30, 40 maybe? And he's just signaling. That's how they run those drugs. That's how they have the station. This is their area. This is their territory. Now, I've seen the pills exchange hands over at this station. And that's where this black guy's going. And really interesting. It just amazes me how this stuff goes on all the time. I don't know if you guys could see that. That guy raised his hand. The white guy raised his hand after the black guy signaled him over there. Crazy stuff. Just crazy. And we come back here around as around 32 a.m. This is pretty quiet, except there's 3 vehicles that was sitting at this station last night. But isn't it something? Hold on. And you can guess where they're heading. Oh, yeah. Interesting. And nothing gets done. But these are the same locations. I mean, it's like they got them set in stone if you want your drugs or you want your meth or your fentanyl, man. And like I say, I mean, what's a 30, 40-year-old black man doing on a 16 or 14 or 12-year-old kid's bicycle? Oh, man. This is Kansas City and this is Independence, Missouri. But hold on. Okay, guys, now this was Friday night. And this lady, she travels up and down through here. She's always got a suitcase with her, and she's always got a dog. And I don't know. But like I say, she was over there around 1:30 a.m. in the morning in the rain when we came back at that Fiska station, standing out in the rain in that parking lot. Now, I mean, this is just a nightmare waiting to happen. You would think that the city could find this gal at least a shelter to halfway be safe at. She's got a dog. And the other, I mean, like I say, don't know if she's hooking or not. Don't know. But the thing of it is, these people, some of these people are not bad people. Some aren't bad, but others are. And some even have psychological mental problems. And not good. There was an incident that took place where this doctor actually picked a person up like this, and they asked him they needed a ride, and they were going to drop him off. And this doctor actually got stabbed in their vehicle. The person stabbed him. They acted like they were nice and normal, and then all of a sudden they freaked out on him. So, I mean, what happened just an hour or two ago that the mayor was talking about that happened, you know, a few hours, or I think that was in the morning hours around, I don't know, it was 2 or 3 a.m. or something, I think they said. The thing of this is you cannot, all these people that, like I said, that are homeless, you have to be aware. You cannot, in one respect, you cannot trust them. You would have to vet them out, know if they have a record, know if they have any psychological behavior problems. I mean, the bottom line is, you think that's getting done? That, I doubt it. I doubt it. But this is just another thing. And a gal like this, I mean, somebody's going to end up knocking her in the head or something else. I mean, she's got that dog to halfway protect her. But there's a lot of bad people out here. Seen a lot of bad people up there at T-Mobile last night, too. Not good. So, it is Kansas City. So let's go on from there. All right, guys. There's a white truck up here. And we're just coming back down 40 Highway. And I drive down through here. And I want to see how many vehicles sitting in these lots. What's going on? Because I've showed these people that walk basically and do the drugs up and down my street, and they end up in this area over here. But this truck, you see, it's going at a pretty good rate. I'm going to turn here at this light, and this truck's going to fall in behind me. Do you see this? Look at that. Now this guy, when we get up there, he backs back up when we're up there by no one. He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, that parking lot," I said, "they deal drugs in that parking lot." Don't care. They don't care. No, because they're running stuff back and forth through here. Now I'm going to show that too. But see, we're going to go on. He's going to fall in behind me. Now hold on, guys. Hold on. All right, guys. So I'm coming back. There's a good old tool shed there. Right up from Doc Holliday's. I might have to get this, I think, to the next segment there. Look like Osado's, which old Doc Holliday's is. Look like it's doing a hopping business there. Now, hold on. All right, so we're going to go on down. This truck, it falls, it gets in behind me. You know, here you go. You know, just another deal. But this is where they land, the ones that are dealing with drugs over in my area. Not good. And this truck here, I think it's a Dodge, white Dodge truck. Got those covers over the license plates. So hold on. I told him, I said, that's a price, you know, basically, you know, they're dealing drugs up there. Why would you want to go through there? That don't even make sense, does it? I don't know. You can see he passes me. But he's going back up. Now, hold on. Well, there's that truck right there. And what kills me, you know, these people that are running over in here, well, they don't want to be, you know, they don't want to get shown. I mean, you know, if they're dealing drugs or other different things, I'm not saying this guy was doing that. Maybe he's just cutting through. But it's sure upsetting. And as you notice, it's got one of those little plastic-like deals to, you know, Well, it's one of those deals like, you know, if they're going through an intersection too, and it's supposed to block it, like, so, you know, they can't, you know, get their tag off if they're going through the intersection and stuff. Let's go on. Let's see here. You can go back up. Now, look at this. I will show you next. You rolled that window. I rolled my window down too. All right, guys, let's see if I can get this. See if I get to go.
They're doing drugs in that lot up there. So, doing drugs okay with you?
Well, I guess it must have been because it upset him. So, I don't know. Maybe Independence needs to get out here a little bit more and look at this parking lot again. And Jackson County Sheriff. I know Independence does go through there occasionally, but they need to be writing in some more. I'm going to show one other thing. Hold on. All right, guys. So I made one more pass around there. And this guy, he ends up over in front of Gordman's doorway. And he was trying to get in through there, it looked like to me, because he was pulling on the stuff. Interesting. And that white truck was still driving around. He rode around behind me for a little while. Take a look. He's in my mirror view mirror. Maybe Independence needs to do a little bit more. A lot of drugs, a lot of stuff going on. Nothing getting done. Not like that anyway. Because these are some of the guys that need to be looked at. And find out why they're letting them hang out there in the first place. Because like I say, this is a nuisance. And it's bringing lots of bad people here. From druggies, regular homeless, and the prostitution too up there. So hold on, guys. All right, guys, we'll wrap this up. I mean, if you're a taxpayer here in Jackson County, I mean, I wouldn't think unless you were bringing drugs in and selling it. I mean, I don't think you'd want all that stuff going on. Would you want these people crawling around your house and homes? If you do, I think you've lost your mind, because I sure don't want them crawling up and down my street. I don't want them dealing drugs. I got video after video for the last several years since this the pandemic happened, from a guy slamming his head in out here on the asphalt that was screaming at the top of his lungs, to when they were doing a drug deal out here and one guy shot the other guy's dog, and he says, "You shot my effing dog just because your stuff got my dog killed." Well, I mean, what else do you need here in Kansas City, in Independence, Missouri? You can't get much more. Oh, I know what it's like when I talk to some of these people. Some of the stuff is like, it's like, well, that was yesterday. Well, that's why we got a dead firefighter paramedic. Yeah, just another day, another body, another dead body. Well, if they don't turn this down, it'll just keep up here. It'll just keep up. So, I mean, they have to run these people. They have to see if they have a record. They have to see if they're mentally unstable. But the ones that sit in these lots over and over again, they should be saying, don't be parking up here. Don't be going in this area, because this is a bad red zone or something, like, don't go over here. Because, bottom line is, if you do, then we're going to give you a ticket. There's a reason you're over here doing something. Now, all those people, it's up there. There's no reason for them to be in that vacant parking lot. What do they need to be in the parking lot for? What do the homeless gals need to be over back behind the building in the parking lot for? I mean, I got them up here behind, here you go. You got big boys. Big boys is, I don't know what church they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be religious and stuff. I grew up around here, lived here my entire life. But I never thought I'd see the day I'd see homeless and hookers back behind over by big boys, over back behind O'Reilly's. And one drugged out with their head up in the air, not spaced out. That's A-OK, right, guys? No, it's not A-OK. It needs to be something done about it. Anyway, guys, this is Kansas City. This is Independence, Missouri. Keep your eyes open and stay safe out there.